So I promised you all a crowd-pleasing episode this time. I told you, there was no way you could expect what comes, and I guarantee that you didn't anticipate this being the subject of the video. I can also pretty much guarantee you that next to no one watching knows who or what this is. Before I get too deep, let me just congratulate longtime subscriber The Plagued Doctor on 5 months of hurt! But yeah, you might be curious as to what this thing I'm reviewing even is, and if you do know, you probably are wondering why I personally bought it if you know me. This is the Takara Legends Dai Atlas exclusive figure. For those of us who speak English, this is the Takara retool of the Titans Return Overlord figure, based on the protagonist of the crappy Japan-only Transformers anime, Transformers Zone. I bought this off a subscriber because even though I do hate Overlord, I did always want to experience the mold, and this was being offered at a reasonable price. And I mean, when it was at retail, it was $200 for a set of Titans Return figures, so I did want to see just what Japan did to these figures to justify making them just about triple in value. So, even though I don't like the character at all, and I think the aesthetic is gaudy and stupid, I slapped down the money just to see what this figure was like. And holy shit, dude! Holy shit, dude! Holy shit, dude! This is now the worst thing I've ever spent money on in my life! Bar nothing! There has never been a more pathetic waste of my cash on anything ever! Get out of the way, Earthrise RC! This makes you look fantastic! Move aside, Toy World Constructor! You may have cost about 4 times more and broken a whole bunch of times because you are built like crap, but you aren't this. This is so bad, I'm not angry. I'm impressed. I find this piece of absolute unrivaled garbage hilarious. $150 of mine was worth it for the meme. Dear God, do I have a ride for you today. Starting in vehicle mode because I need to take you on the same journey I took. And if you aren't subscribed already, please consider it. So let me run you through this from the beginning. It starts with me opening the package, taking a look at the box, and just being disgusted by what I was seeing. I mean, marvel at the complete lack of taste displayed by every inch of this hideous box. There isn't a millimeter of this thing that is anything other than complete visual overload. I can't tell what the fuck I'm looking at half the time. Japan, who are your graphic designers, and why have you not dragged them kicking and screaming into the streets to burn them at the stake as an effigy to failure for all to see? That is all the time I'm wasting on the box. I know you don't care. The first figure in the case that I grabbed was this one. I don't know its name and I don't want to know. But yes, this is the first one I grabbed because I thought it had the coolest look of them all. And oh my god, you guys, it's wrong. You can just feel it through touch. You can feel the stink radiate through your fingers. It feels loose and rattly. It's blatantly full of gaps. The plastic seems aggressively thin and like it's made from garbage. And like, what is it? What even is this? It's got these pathetic wings in the front and like nothing anywhere else. What use would these even be? There is not a planet in the whole universe with an atmosphere where wings like this could generate lift for all that. So why does it have wings here and then just mess going all the way back? This thing is a retool of the Slugslinger Misfire mold from Titans Return, and that has to be one of the worst molds in the whole line. There is just nothing good about the mold they chose to pick for this. With its lame, stupid, simple transformation, the bad ship mode it's going to saddle you with, and the unimpressive robot mode that results. But unimpressive is not the word for this. The robot mode is ugly as sin with its elf shoes, overloaded color layout. I think they just flat out missed that shoulder. Great quality control on a $200 toy set there, assholes. And his terrible necklace goober face. Also, look at this. Oh yeah, that's what you want to see. Limbs just flailing around at the slightest touch. Yeah, that's how you get a figure to stand. This is $200. $200. Fuck you, Takara. $200. Posing as a Titans Return figure. The only thing that stands out as even average by this point is the feet kind of have an inwards tilt and rotation because of this weird ball joint. Moving on, we have this red tank thing piece of garbage. Yep, don't know the name of this one either. Takara, what is this supposed to be? And guess what? Like this? This one isn't giving off the bad sensations like the other did. Oh, there it is. You assholes added extra parts forming onto a Titans Return figure? Say what you want about the Headmaster gimmick, I know I have, but at least they kept the parts forming limited to just the head. Without the cannon, and yeah, that sucks. You can kinda do this, but yeah, that also sucks. With the cannon, and it's just a hideous and impractical tank, and it's even less of a thing than the other figure was. Dear lord, I hate this. This is based on the Topspin Twin Twist mold. More the Twin Twist. And the result is this thing has at least a decent transformation. But there is just something off about it. Maybe it's the stupid extra parts forming. And we end up with this squat and dumpy bot who is complete chaos to look at. He's got these giant shoulder treads that you are just supposed to deal with and a goofy looking head. This both does not look as bad as the previous figure, and yet I still find myself hating it more. You can flip up this thing on his chest and peg him onto the back of Dai Atlas. This configuration is unequivocally the best thing any of these figures can do. Oh, but this guy Suckatoo does not stop there. Look at this. I can't even begin to stress how easy it is to do this. There is like no grip on his abs transformation joint. Now let me be clear here. His abs suck so much it's insulting, but his knees suck worse. These couldn't move easier if they were oiled. How many times are they going to baffle me that they dared charge $200 for this dog shit? That they had the balls to say, we are Japan, and our stuff is better than normal, so you owe us 3 times more than even what the good versions of our garbage is worth. I desperately want to think of a more insulting word than garbage or trash to describe this filth, this detritus, this smear from the inside of Takara's underwear. But these these were just the sideshow. Now we get to the main event, the best part. So let's touch it and begin the experience. Oh, that feels terrible. It feels worse than the other two. This is the one that's the point of the whole box, and it feels worse than the other two. You touch it and you just get the sense that it has a will of its own, and it wants to flay to pieces. This feels more offensive to the touch than dollar store knockoffs. And boy, does it not help that this is a drill tank. Well, like a jet drill tank. I cannot think of a type of vehicle in anything that I loathe more than the concept of a drill tank. What in the love of all that is holy is the point of a drill tank? You put a drill on a tank so you can do what? Ram a motherfucker? Why? Why would you want to do that? Crashing your vehicle into something is never a pleasant experience, and a drill is not good for penetrating something suddenly. A narrow spike will do that so much better, it's absurd. If you are making a tank, why don't you just give it a cannon instead? I'm not exaggerating even a little when I say that a cannon round is probably about 100,000 times more effective at penetrating armor than a drill. And it can't be for burrowing. Look at the size of the thing. It's like 1/50th as big as it needs to be to drill enough material that this thing can go underground. And even if it could, drilling is a slow process. This is functioning on the rule of cool, but it's not even lame. It's not good enough to be. Oh, and this is spring-loaded for some reason. Why? Mogira sucks too. An improvement on Mechagodzilla my ass. Well, now that I've gotten my rant out of the way for why drill tanks are about as cool as a bad case of acne, I can actually start talking about the figure. It's like a space drill jet riding on a set of disconnected treads. It's blatantly not one vehicle. The treads are backwards, and we will get into the moronic reason why that is in a minute. How does this thing have the worst alt mode of the three of them? At least the tank was a tank, and the spaceship wasn't saddled with an entirely superfluous set of massive treads. What, are you too good for landing gear? It would cut the amount of mass you have in half and make you 10 times more aerodynamic, meaning you'd be faster and less of a fuel hog. Believe it or not, you guys, after everything I just said, we still haven't reached the good part. It's coming. Transformation on this is something truly special. You see, Titan's Return Overlord was a duocon, but Dai Atlas isn't supposed to be one. So rather than just let the mold be what it is, I mean, they chose a retool off these particular bones, so they made their bed, but they decided not to lie in it because they altered the figure. See, Dai Atlas was so important to them, they had to get it right. They couldn't just take the mold as it was, they fixed it. I'd ask where was that dedication in any other part of these figures, but they fixed it. By attaching the two halves of the figure together with a string! It's not a duocon anymore, guys, it's one figure. Yes, that's what this is. I can't even describe how shitty this noodle feels. This is cancer. This is cancer in transformation form. And then you stuff his stupid little head into his comically oversized helmet. Big oofs on that look. And then you do like nothing to the backpack, it just chills out there while you parts form these wings half off and you're left with this. And here it is, guys. This is it. This is the thing the whole video has been leading up to. Are you ready? The best part. Here it is. No, really, it's really like this. The two halves don't connect. I can push these two sections together as hard as I want, and no matter what, they just won't go together. It's like this was partway subjected to a Mortal Kombat fatality that Sub-Zero gave up halfway through on. He has been despined. Honestly, he's kind of like me after my initial back injury. One time it worked, and then I just kind of went, and the whole thing exploded apart again. This is what the whole review of this thing in robot mode is going to have to look like because of this. And the backpack is also just kind of holding where it is out of pure hope. This is unfathomable. This wouldn't look good if it weren't falling apart just sitting there. It's atrocious. The unrivaled level of incompetence here is staggering. I never in 1,000 years thought I would see an official figure that was put out through official channels that was this wretched. I wish I was this funny. I wish I could tell a joke as good as this figure, because this is a terrible figure, but an amazing joke. How is it that in this $200 box set, not just one of the figures, not just the two smaller figures, but all three of these could be the lowest excrement you could possibly find, with the most important figure being the worst one by far? Do you want me to show you how this thing poses? Because I don't think I can. How am I supposed to handle this on camera? How am I supposed to show you anything about this when it's a complete, catastrophic mess? Look, he can do the ultimate anime robo crotch thrust. How's that for posability? If you want to get his shoulders out to the side, you have to really fake it. Oh my god, you guys. Buying this set is the best joke I ever told. You'd think I'd be mad, but I'm overjoyed that this thing sucks more than I ever fathomed was possible. If there was a proof of a higher being that hates us, it's this thing. This is the worst thing I've ever seen, and I hate love it. I should buy a trash can I never used to keep this thing in. I didn't even mention that John Goals, the guy I bought this from, his first Dai Atlas was so bad, they sent him a replacement. This is the better one, and it's still this terrible. Oh my god, Takara, climb out of your own ass! You should have been paying people to take these off your hands. You should have shipped them straight to the landfill with ET for the Atari 2600 in it. Everyone I've shown this thing to in real life has been horrified. Thanks for the goddamn conversation starter, Takara. This is like a crown jewel of suck. This is awful. This is so awful. I might be nicer to Cliffjumper and Kingdom Rodimus from now on because I've seen how bad it can get. I have witnessed the mountaintop. I think you all know that I am going to tell you to stay the fuck away from this. Don't buy it. Don't buy it for $200. Don't buy it for 20. Don't take it for free, because that's basically someone just saying, hey, you throw this away. And that's not half of what I have to say, but it's enough of what I have to say. And I know, you know, what everyone else tells you to do at the end of these videos. So, if you liked what you saw here, please do that. And if you'd like to take it a step further, then please, share this video with any friend you think may be interested. I hope you all enjoyed listening to me waste your time.